Welcome to day 8 of our January challenge 2020 and our 7th day of working through at quite a fast pace, 8 bars a day, on Lawrence Scott's great arrangement of the Seal Lullaby. So yesterday we had our 8 bars where we were mezzo piano, we moved into the mezzo forte, and we really focused on the timing for me, and then on beautiful bending in. That is the phrase that leads into what happens today. So actually I'm going to start by playing yesterday's and then go through into what we're going to learn today. We end in a slightly odd place today, but it's just to have the right sort of share of bars to share this evenly over our 10 days. So here's starting with yesterday, going into what we're going to do today. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can hear how yesterday's is taking us into another one of those pauses. We have that nice pause moment, and then we've got an actual slight roll for the end of that phrase coming out of that pause. And then we're at tempo again as we come back into our sort of main tune, next sort of verse, if you will. So let's start straight away on bar 48, and we have our right hand on a C. I think we can get our left hand straight away involved with this one. It's an F octave with the 5th in the middle, which is that middle C. Okay, so they start together. Then our right hand is going to go B, D, E, and it's another one of those da-dums. So you may choose to come off rather than placing what's next. Or you can try and place, I think, come off. And then leap to a G, and because I've just done a fast 2-1 there, I'm going to do that G with a 3. It's the finger I would have chosen if I was going to place into it, so it's quite a natural feel to go. The left hand, which was on Fs, is now moving down one to the E's, that same shape, octave and a 5th. And then there's going to be space there. So if we just put those couple of bars together, C in the right hand, F, C, F in the left after a count. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And it's interesting, now that I've put it together, I ended up doing a 4th on that G. Again, it just felt natural to reach out with a finger other than the ones that I just used for that little snap. Okay, next part. Could be easy to think of putting a 3 on here, but try and put a 4. So we've got E, G, A going to B. E, G, A, B. And when we land on that B, our left hand is going to be on G, D, and then going back to that G. So I'm doing that 3 and 1. Again, I'm aiming with my thumb, and my 3rd finger is just going to fall out because it's at the other end of a triad shape. And notice how my left hand thumb is higher than my right hand 4th finger. They're on adjacent strings, but they're not trying to end up in each other's way, and they're not trying to get out of each other's way, and therefore missing that sweet spot of the mid-range of the strings. So left thumb higher than my right fingers. Okay, so right hand is going to start. I'll give us a count in. We've just had our pause really, but I'll give us a count in. 1 and 2 and we're slowing down. And then I'm going to do this C with my thumb, so that I can move to a finger 2 at the beginning of our bar 51 and our tempo bar where we come into our full phrase again. Okay, so let's try from 48, just going through to that final C, the one that starts bar 51. We'll just put that together and see if you can feel the timing a bit. I'm going to do that sort of slightly strict pause length just so that we can play together. So I'm going to, having gone, going to give it a whole extra beat, and then I'm going to start just so that there's some evenness to it. Okay, here we go, bar 48. Right hand is on a C, left hand has got the F octave with the fifth in the middle. So I'm aiming with my thumb. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And. Slowing it down. And so on. Okay? Well done. I think we'll give that one last go, just to, now that you've felt how much you can actually slow it down. It says slight RAL. RALs are always down to the player's personal preference. So I can RAL a lot more than that. So for me, that was quite slight. Okay, let's try that again. Bar 48. C in the right hand, F, C, F in the left. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, I brought in a note a little early in the left hand, I just ignored it, came back in the right place. Okay, so going into that bar 51 where we come back to our sort of feeling of the melody coming back, we have C in the right, left hand we're stretching out again, so we've got C and G in the lower half, and again I'm just going to sort of allow my fingers to fall out, and my thumb, rather than completing the octave at the C at the top, is going to reach to the E. And like we've said before, you can either reach and place that if you've got that reach within your fingers, or you can hop. As soon as you've played the 4, you can get the placement ready with your thumb. Okay, so this top C and this bass C are going to land together. Then the right hand has got middle C going to B. It's not quite an octave, but it's quite a large gap. So I'm going to do that 4 and 1. Okay, as we land on that B, we're going to be playing a B down in the left hand, and I'm going to do that with a 3 and my thumb on the G. So the C in the right, and then these two Bs together, and then the right hand's moved to E and G, that's either side of your black, and the left hand answers that with another B. Okay, let's just try those 2 bars. So C, G, E in the bass, C in the top hand. Okay, be conscious of how your shoulders are feeling. Allow them to release if they've got up here. Allow them to be nice and released. Okay, starting at 51, just these couple of bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Well done. And again, we've got a lot more space here than we've had in the sort of preceding section. So really allowing those crotchets to be full crotchets. Okay, left hand. In the next bar is another 1 C, G, E like it was in 51. Then we have B, G like we did in 52, but this time we're also going up to an E. Now that I'm stretching to a B, I can't do that reach myself, so I'm going to do 4 and 2 and hop my thumb on. Okay, top hand, C, E, B, so just 2, 1, 2, walking it through. And then jumping up the octave to another B, 3 in a row, and this is piano, so that's quieter than what we've just been. So it's another one of those sort of top echo, little ring bell type things, okay? So let's do bars 53 and 54, these last 2 bars. After a count of 3. Left hand will start, it's got quavers, but then we move on in crotchets. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Lovely. Okay, so if we put all of that together now from bar 51, in fact, let's do the quaver upbeat to 51 so that we have that C, C, da, dum. Okay, so that final quaver at the end of bar 50, I will do with a thumb, and I'm going to swap to a finger 2 on the C at the bar 51. Left hand is going to be C, G, reaching for the E, We are mezzo piano, which is slightly louder than we've just been, but it's not hugely loud. So here's our count in after 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Time. That's it, well done. And to have that really gentle, quiet B-A-G, not much pressure behind the fingers, but still bending them in really beautifully. Okay, we'll do that one more time, the lead into bar 51, and then we'll go back and put all 8 bars together. Here's our count in. Allow your shoulders to be released. 1 and 2 and 3. Well done. Okay, let's go back to bar 48 then. We've got a C in the right hand, left hand is on F octave with a C. This is going into the pause, which will allow just one extra beat for. Then coming out of that, we'll actually have that RAL, and then straight back into tempo at 51. Okay, if you feel it, rather than worry too much about it technically or sort of mathematically, then you'll be fine. Okay, so bar 48 with the count in. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Well done. If that felt a little messy between your playing and mine, it's because we had that slight RAL in there, and it's very difficult for 2 people to RAL together unless there's a conductor controlling it. I think it would be really nice now to go back to yesterday and just play through from there through into today, because we have that sort of link. You've just been playing in the bar before, so this is 47. Into that C in bar 48. So I'd like us now to put all of yesterday's and today's. I was going to say 16, but actually yesterday's only 7. So all 15 bars together from bar 40. Here we go. Left hand down on the D, right hand F, G, A, thumb reaching up for the D. And here's our count in. 1, 2, 3, and. Well done. And since I circled that tricky crotchet that was throwing me out, crotchet rest, yesterday in the beginning of bar 41, it's not throwing me anymore. So the wonders of using a pencil in useful places. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow. Well done.